Hello, and welcome back to the Guns and Glory show. I wanted to talk to you about the abortion topic. I was listening to the Atheist Experience the other day, and the guy on there was going off about these anti-choice people. I'm like, you know what? That's it. That's what I would consider myself, is anti-choice. And the reason for that is because I'm not anti-abortion, but I like what they used to claim as their little sales pitch, and it turned out to be alive, safe, legal, and rare. If you've got a pregnancy that's going to kill the mother, then obviously this is no longer a choice, it's a medical issue. So I wouldn't have any problem with it. You know, it's regrettable. I think there should be a funeral and not a party. There's a couple of problems that I have, and that's with rape, and that's with mental illness. Mental illness, I'll take that one first, because one of my best friends growing up, his name was Todd Dyer. He was a Down syndrome kid. And he's about 6 when I met him. I think I was 9. Known him for about 20 years. And I was his friend because other people wouldn't be. You know, this kid got beat up, and he got spit on, and he had things stolen from him. And kids threw firecrackers at him. And they found a syringe one time in the street, and they threw that at him. And it stuck, and it scared everybody because AIDS had just come out back then. And it was a new thing, and we just knew that it was a bloodborne disease. Didn't know how it was transmitted or anything. We thought mosquitoes carried it. So we didn't know. And it was scary. The way that kid was mistreated, special schools, and then back in the 90s, the banks were giving credit to anybody, and he wound up with like $40,000 in credit card debt. You should have seen his dad's face when he got home and found the ATV in the barn. That was $4,000. Oh my gosh. But to put parents through that, or him, I don't support that. The kid's dead now because he got into the wrong crowd with coke and crack, because he would give you everything he had to try to buy your friendship. If he got money, he'd spend it on you. And he'd buy dope for these people, and I stopped hanging around him because he was a liar. He's just a pathological liar. And it killed him. So I would support aborting a mentally ill kid. As far as the rape, that's even harder, because you're all like, oh, you're trying to take control of a woman's body. No, we're not. But the abortion wouldn't take this horrific thing away from this young woman. And answering a rape with a murder isn't going to solve it. There are people who have not been aborted, whose mothers were raped, and they were quite happy. I'm trying to keep that glare down a little bit. They're quite happy to be alive. So yeah, I'm anti-choice. There isn't any right to kill your baby. The Supreme Court didn't take anybody's rights away. They actually restored them to you. Up until that decision, like several laws were made in Michigan, for example, that gave this right to kill your baby, even in the Constitution. No, but before that, there wasn't anything. Roe versus Wade, there wasn't anything to stand on with that. It was all politics. So we're not trying to control your body. If you could control your body, you wouldn't need so many abortions. If you have sex and you get pregnant, you knew what you were doing, so continue to do it. And then y'all tell me about banning guns because some school shooting, which happened in a gun-free zone, which was your idea. But assault weapons, so-called, first off, aren't the AR doesn't do most of the mass shootings. It's on pistols. But assault weapons, they haven't killed 62 or 63 million American citizens. And now we could use those 62 or 3 million American citizens in our workforce right now paying taxes. It would be quite helpful, I think. Oh, but it's not just that. See, this happened in 1973, this Roe versus Wade thing. And since then, these people would have, some of them had grandchildren. I'm 47, I was born in 75. So you're talking about a person that's almost 50 years old, plenty old enough to have grandkids. So 2.5 kids a household, 65 or 63 million, so what, 130? 125 million people, and then some of those are now having kids. So don't tell me about assault weapons. You're too busy killing babies and then putting them in gun-free zones to even think about talking to me about that.